These techniques were shown in full detail in my last video, so be sure to check the channel if you need more information. When the scions don't match the diameter of the rootstock, the modified cleft graft is one of the best grafting techniques to use, and it's quite easy to do. The only tricky part is making the cut near the edge of the rootstock. Don't forget to make the angled back cut, as it's one of the main cambium contact points of the technique. "22 days after the graft, a few buds are breaking through the parafilm. Cut all growth beneath the graft to avoid competition. Here I am cutting through the tape so you can see the callus growth at this stage. Since the scion was adjusted to the left of the cut, healing is starting in that area. When the sap is flowing and the bark is sleeping, the bark graft is also a very good option. The scion can be placed under one bark flap. Independently of the technique used, the graft area has to be tied and protected so air and water can't enter or the graft will fail. This leaf would eventually break through the parafilm, so there is no need to remove it. Callus growth seems less intense in this graft, but the leaf growth is a good indicator that everything is going well. When bark grafting, is also possible to center the graft between both bark flaps. To avoid scion dehydration, it is also possible to use a padded envelope instead of parafilm. Despite a slug attack on the envelope, the graft seems okay. Callus tissue is growing well. Be sure to maintain the ties at least 2 months until the graft is fully healed. Whip and tongue is one of the most effective grafting techniques, although a bit difficult to master. Extreme care should be taken when executing the tang on the scion and on the rootstock. A very sharp knife and a good control are essential to avoid injuries. This technique works better when the rootstock and the scion have the same diameter. For best results, make sure the rootstock is already waking up while the scion is still dormant. When they have slightly different diameters, be sure to skew the scion and place it at one side so the cambiums can cross at some point. 22 days later, the graft is growing well. This technique provides several contact points and produces a solid graft that will be almost invisible after a few years. Don't overlap the ends of the cuts, or the overlapped bark area won't heal properly. When the rootstocks are still dormant, one of the best options to use is the side graft. Take care when making the slot. If it's too wide, cambium contact might be difficult. A slug or snail has managed to open the envelope, which can result in scion dehydration. The rootstock has several growing buds, while the graft has almost no sign of growth. This doesn't look good. Using tape instead of raffia and parafilm, the lower scion buds can't be saved. The tape is opened at the top, so water damage is possible. Almost 2 weeks later, the graft shows no additional growth. The graft has probably failed. Water damage or improper technique are two of the possible reasons. Incompatibility between the rootstock and the grafted variety is also a possible option. Another week and the graft shows no change, so it has failed. When removing the scion, there is almost no callus growth, and the area is covered in a sticky secretion. Any of the reasons shown in the following video can be the cause of this failure. Be sure to check it in the channel. If poor execution or a lack of adequate protection was the cause, there might still be a chance of saving the grafted variety. If the scion is not fully dehydrated, a second attempt might be successful. a single bud seems still viable, so the chances of success are not very good. If you appreciate my work, like, subscribe, share the video and leave a comment to help me make more. Click the bell and activate notifications on your device so you don't miss my next videos. Thanks for watching.